What's good, G-Shock Society? It's your boy G-Shock Warrior, G-Dub, coming at you guys. Interesting video today. Alright, everybody wants to know how G-Dub and his boys keep his watches clean. Alright, well, this is the video that's going to show you guys what I do to keep my watches clean. You see my lovely two models? I got two models with me. This is a Skull Candy. The real Skull Candy watch that everybody keeps saying is not real. Skull Candy doesn't make G-Shocks. We ain't even gonna get into all that. And the other one, of course, is the Aquatine. There's a reason I picked these two guys. Alright, one's, as you can see, Skull Candy's glossy, and Aquatine is matte. And I clean them both differently. Alright, first things first, guys. If you wear your watches, put it on in the morning, take it off at night, whatever. Alright, no problem. Everybody does it differently. If you switch your watches with your outfits like G does, don't even worry about it. Everything's cool. One thing you have to worry about is make sure your hands are clean when you take the watch off. You're going to take the watch off, go to the bathroom, wash your hands real quick, 20 seconds, soap, water, whatever it may be. Make sure it's warm water, and then take the watch off. It's the easiest way to keep your watch clean. So make sure you wash your hands before you take off the watch. Real simple. Really, really simple. It's not hard to do at all. Don't rinse them off with water, because then you're just going to make it worse. If there's any dirt, then it's going to make it easier to stick on the watches, especially matte watches, because matte watches love to attract dirt / stains and all that good stuff. So these are the guys you have to watch out for. The matte watches. You want to keep the paint. You want to keep it not shiny. You want to make sure it doesn't attract attention. It's not glossy. If your matte starts to get glossy, you have a problem. That's not what you want. You see the lust right there on the Skull Candy? You'll see this watch does not have that. That's what you want. Make sure your mattes stay like this. Please make sure of that. It's a big problem. Alright. So you went to the bathroom, you washed your hands, you take off the watch. Alright. In the summertime especially, people wear watches, you sweat gets on the band, that can dirty up the band. Alright, well, in that case, actually, first of all, I'm going to tell you this. If you look up online or in the manual, G-Shocks, it says do not wear your watch tighter than one finger between you and the band. For example, this watch is on your wrist right now. You should be able to fit your finger through the band to your arm without hurting yourself or stretching the band. That's how you know your watch is at the hole it's supposed to be. Make sure you can fit a finger between you and the band like that without hurting your arm or pulling on the band. If it's too tight, then it's going to stick to your skin. It's easier for the watch to get dirty that way. Alright, so once you take it off, if you want to wash it with warm water and soap, also the best thing you can do. Whether it's matte or glossy, really doesn't matter. You washed your hands, you take it off your watch, give it a quick rinse. Make sure it's wet first of all, because the soap won't do its job if the watch ain't wet. You guys know that. Come on, it's not kindergarten. But wash the watch, warm water, and gentle soap. I'm talking hand soap, like mom has in the bathroom. Or if you're going to use dishwashing soap, make sure you use Dawn. Don't use a lot, because it's made to kill food bacteria. This is a watch, people. It's not that serious. But I know we like to keep it clean. So remember, first step is wash your own hands. Second step is take it off, wet the watch, and wash it with warm water and hand soap. Alright? Now you got that out the way, and then you dry it with a rag. Don't let it air dry. That can also mess up the paint. You don't want that. Make sure you hit a towel, a rag, or something, or dirty shirt, something. Just make sure you dry the watch. We're keeping it clean. Remember that. I'm giving y'all tips on how to make sure you don't ruin the paint, because that's the worst thing. When you're going to clean a G-Shock, you want to preserve the paint. That's why we're cleaning it. Another thing for preserving G-Shock paint and lust, color, all that good stuff. If you like to have them on display, that's great. It'd be great if you have them in a case. If you don't have them in a case, then keep them in the tin they come in. Close the lid, because UV light and air, dust, all that good stuff also can mess up the paint. Of course, it'll take time, years, but the longer you can preserve these pieces, the longer they're going to look better. Whether it's a year, 2 years, 5 years down the line, expensive pieces like the Aquatine and the Skull Candy limited editions, you want to preserve them for a longer amount of time. So yeah, they look nice on the shelf, but they look even better 2 years down the road when they still look as good. So make sure you put that lid on the tin if you're not using the watch, especially if you have a lot like I do. I make sure I put the lid on the tin. Just make sure you know which one's which, so whenever you want to look for it, you open the tin and voila, there's the watch, just like you left it. All right. So again, these are some tips on how to make sure your watches stay preserved. But if you want to get more in detail after the washing of the hands and the washing of the watch, okay, it's not a problem. I want to introduce you guys to these. Do not make fun of me. I know why I use them. All right, clean and clear oil absorbing sheets. Yes, exactly what it sounds like. This is strictly for the matte watches. They won't do much to the glossy watches, because the thing about matte watches is matte paint likes to attract oil, attract liquid, because it's such a kind of like dry. Well, this is what you need, because when you wear matte watches, the oil from your skin gets on the band, gets on the watch, and it starts looking shiny. And that's not what you want matte watches to look like. You want matte watches to look dull. That's the point of the matte watch. Alright, well, you get these at your pharmacy, CVS, Rite Aid, Dwayne Reed, whatever you live by. Look for these in the face care aisle. Oil absorbing sheets. They're ridiculous for when it comes to matte watches. Check this out. It's a rubber sheet, right? Make sure if you use one side, if you hold one side, make sure you use the other side to clean the watch. But I want to show you guys. It's an oil sheet, but it absorbs oil. And that is exactly what you need. You use, for example, see, I'm touching this side. So I would use whatever side I'm not touching and hit the watch with it real quick. Like you're polishing it, but you're really not polishing it. All you're doing is taking the oil off the paint. This won't work with the glossy watches because the material is different. This has a layer over it, giving it that glossy look. These don't have that layer. So with this, you're going to suck up all the oil that's making it look lush. I use this on my military style. Still looks beautiful. It has that dull black color to it that matte watches are supposed to have. So look out for these. Remember, these are for matte watches. Oil absorbing sheets. They're not cheap because they work. Yeah, they're for your face, and they do work on your face because you'll see the oil afterwards. But it also works on the watch. You hit it with the watch, and you'll see the oil on the sheet. So remember that. Little blue sheets, oil absorbing, clean and clear. They work for matte watches. Trust me. I've been using them for a while now. Alright? Leave that there. More in depth, I like to use this too. If you guys know what this is. It's compressed air cleaner. It usually has a little red like straw thing coming out, but that's obnoxious, so I just left it over there. This is for those tough to reach areas on the watches. For example, I know a lot of you guys have a problem with this area. The little hinges down here, especially on the DW6900s, those hinges down there get dusty, and you have no idea how to get that air out, right? Yeah, and also in here, in the band, I know what it feels like, guys. Trust me, I know what it feels like. That's why I use this. It's a compressed air cleaner. It's usually for like keyboards and such, but it works. You put it to it, you hit it with a quick spray. Don't last, it's not going to hurt the watch. It's just compressed air. But, you don't want to stick it to the watch and just hold the whole can down on it. Just make sure you hit it, get that dust out of there, and your watch should be good as new. Compressed air cleaner. It works. Trust me, guys. I'm not bullshitting on any of this, by the way. This is serious. This is what I use to clean my watches. Real simple. If, you're on a quickie, you want to just grab your watch, you see a little spot on it, don't know what to do with it real quick, these work too. They're alcohol prep pads, like the doctor uses before he gives you a shot. That's pretty much all it is. Look, I had an open one for you guys already. Pull that out for you. See? It's just an alcohol prep pad. And they don't come soaked in alcohol, which is what you want. You don't want soaked in alcohol. You want just damp, enough to get that little, nick off your watch. Especially the glossy. I would not recommend using alcohol on matte watches. Do not do it. I haven't done it personally, so I don't know what it would do. But just in case, for example, this right here. See, I don't even want to touch it. The Aquatine has design on the band, and I would have no idea what alcohol would do to that. So I am recommending that you do not use the alcohol prep pads on the mat. If you're going to use it on glossy. But I wouldn't even use it on the Skull Candy because Skull Candy also has grinding on the band, and I have no idea what that would do to that. So the best thing I can tell you guys is to use the warm soap and water. But if you're gonna do a quickie, you know I got the MB7 on the wrist. I would hit the MB7 with an alcohol prep pad just because I know it won't do anything. Yeah, there's a design on the band and all that, but the design is pretty well into the band. It's not vinyl put over on the band like the Skull Candy is. So I would hit the MB7 quick with a prep pad. I wouldn't work too hard on one spot because again I have no idea what the alcohol would do to the paint. So you don't want that. Just make it a quick, you know, on the screen to get a fingerprint off, or on the band if there's a piece of dirt that's not blowing off. You know, you don't have the time to hit it with the bathroom. Just, you know, one of these. It'll save you a lifetime, trust me. And then last but not least is cotton balls. You see the cotton balls right here? And rubbing alcohol. It's pretty much a stepped up version of the prep pad I just showed you guys. However, since if the prep pad for whatever reason wasn't enough, or you can't find the prep pads, whatever it may be, these are household items I'm sure everybody has. And you can depict how much alcohol goes into the cotton ball. That's the difference between the prep pad and the cotton ball. You depict how much alcohol goes into the cotton ball. You don't want a lot of alcohol because you don't want to mess up your paint. You put a little bit. If you want a lot of alcohol and you know it's an old watch, you just want to get all the stuff off of it, then you put a lot of alcohol. However, I'm telling you guys right now, yes, they do work, but do not do it often. The alcohol should not be a substitute for the washing of your hands to take off the watch and then soap and warm water to wash the watch. That is the best cleaning advice I can give you guys, is make sure you wash your hands with warm water and soap before you take off the watch. Once you take off the watch, if you want to clean it, every day you wear it, when you take it off at night, make sure you hit it with warm water and soap. Not a lot of soap, just warm water and soap. You wet the watch, you wet your hands, put soap on your hands, lather them up, and then pass it through the watch. It'll keep it clean for as long as you know possible, just because you did it every day. It's care. That's all you have to do, is take care of your watches. After that, like I told you guys, for the matte watches, I recommend the oil absorbing pads. This will not hurt the watch. I know for sure. There's nothing to it. It's just a sheet that absorbs oil. And then after that, I recommend the compressed air cleaner because it works. But alcohol is also a possibility. Just do not use it too much. I don't use it too much because I have no idea what it does to the paint. So do not watch this video and go, oh yeah, he said use the alcohol because it's quick and easy. No, I'm telling you to keep your watches clean. Wash your hands, wash the watch after you take it off. They're a responsibility, guys, and they're expensive pieces. Take care of them. Alright? This is G-Shock Warrior. This is what I use to clean my G-Shocks, but again, there is no substitute and nothing better than warm water and soap. I tell everybody that. Yo, G-Shock, you have any advice on how to clean them? Yeah, it's simple. If you ask FWU Pal, he'll tell you the same thing. Mike doesn't wear his, but on the ones he wears, I'm sure he says the same thing. And everybody else, Tycho and Paul, they'll probably all say the same thing. Warm water and soap just to clean your watches. But I'm giving you some inside look at what I use. If you use it correctly, this won't hurt your watch. But again, no substitute for warm water and soap. Alright? This is G-Shock Warrior. Be on the lookout. I have some other stuff coming up for you guys. I'm going to keep the videos coming, whether they're reviews, whether they're collection videos. I want to do a comparison on the Nigel and D and Ricky because those watches are ridiculously similar. It's kind of scaring me. But of course, GD100s, GA111. Y'all know what it is. Come up with some crazy, as long as I keep a G-Shock for you guys. But this is Warrior 31 checking out. Be safe. Shout out to the Philly area. And God bless.